Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media FA. Today, I'm alone. Today, I'm discussing the trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the next movie in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, and the installment where Shadow is going to be appearing for the first time on the big screen. Technically, not really, because the Sonic 2 post-credit scene had Shadow, but this is like an updated version of Shadow. So yeah, we haven't discussed the Sonic the Hedgehog movies we haven't discussed them at all, really. We've discussed Sonic, definitely, with Sonic Prime, but we haven't discussed the movies yet. We were going to discuss the movies, and we are going to discuss the movies, because I think I mentioned this last episode in the Mario movie episode, which is a pretty long episode, that the that we were going to discuss the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, hopefully before the third one comes out. That is slated to be there. Of course, you'll probably notice that these episodes aren't coming out on the days that are planned. This episode was supposed to come out like a week ago, and it got almost two, over a week got delayed. I still have to do the episodes for last week and this week. So yeah, there's that. but yeah. So anyways, that should be all sorted out by the time we get to that point, which should be early December. So we're not far away from talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog movies at all, really. So yeah, I can't wait to talk about those things. That they're gonna be a lot of fun. What I can't promise is that the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 review won't be out for quite a bit of time, because we still have some things to catch up on. It might come out soon-ish, maybe February if we're lucky, but definitely not like January. I know it seems a bit weird, but yeah, it won't come out by then. But don't worry, that will not be detracting from any other. That won't be detracting from the. That won't be detracting from like the actual schedule of us doing new things in 2025. Hopefully, yeah. I think we just get straight into it. Yeah, I've enjoyed all the movies. I've watched them all. I watched them all pretty much around the same time they came out. Like in theaters, I watched them all. And there's someone I mentioned this. Yeah, I mentioned this last episode, but they are the best. Some of the best video game movies by default. They keep getting better, and I honestly think that this movie, the third one will be the best in the best of the bunch. We have not. I have not watched Knuckles. That is something that I haven't watched Knuckles. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna review it here on the podcast. I don't know if that'll be before or that'll be after Sonic 3. Yeah, that'll be after Sonic 3. Yeah, I haven't reviewed Knuckles yet. I haven't watched Knuckles yet. We haven't reviewed it yet. We did talk about the trailers for that, but I have not watched it. But I am, and I will review it at some point. I don't know when, but I will. But yeah, let's actually get straight into it. This again, trailer episode, not gonna be that long, I don't think. But yeah, first up, I want to talk about Shadow. Like I mentioned earlier, Shadow got a bit of a redesign between the second movie and the third movie. In the second movie, he was more of just a Sonic, like a black and red Sonic. He wasn't very specifically. He was still like Shadow, but he wasn't specifically Shadow. And he had like weird golden bits around his throat, which I actually liked that decision, but they decided to change it for its actual design in the third movie. And design in the third movie it's a very close take to what his game version looked like. Because the thing is that his game version has like very like angular eyes. And like well, Sonic, obviously Sonic has the sort of like I guess like more round eyes, and I feel like they captured that with Shadow pretty well, because I think they just captured that with Shadow a lot better than they did with in the second movie. I think it just looks better. Yeah, it just looks a lot better because in the second movie he just looks like a he doesn't have like the angular eyes. He doesn't have the he just looks like a black Sonic, like a legit just black and red Sonic. He is not he looks like Shadow, but he isn't Shadow. And now, well, now they've adjusted for that, and not only that, but Keanu Reeves is voicing Shadow, which is a choice. I think I don't want to say a choice, but I actually think that's a very I like the choice that they made here with casting Keanu Reeves as Shadow. Yeah, no, there's this image, on I found it's very low quality, but I found this image where they compare like the eyes and how it looks in between the second movie and the third movie, and it is very much it's very apparent that it's a redesign, and it's also very apparent that that the version in Sonic 2 is just a recolor instead of like a technically whole new model or like a modified model. But yeah, so yeah, I was saying, he's voiced by Keanu Reeves, and I feel like the voice fits a lot. I think a lot of people are gonna have to get used to hearing Keanu Reeves, and especially because he just sounds like Johnny Silverhand. I know a lot of people. I don't know if a lot of people play. I know a lot of people play Cyberpunk, but like I've gotten to the point of hearing Johnny's voice, and it just legit just sounds like Johnny Silverhand. Uh, like obviously like like Johnny's like rock star, like very like not apologetic voice, uh like not having much manners. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know if he has manners, but like just like saying things how it is and cursing all the time. Like his voice is like is what Keanu's using for Shadow, but just a little bit more broodier. Which I think that's perfect. I think I think the Johnny Silverhand voice really fits Shadow. If I get a little bit more broodiness, I think that really does fit Shadow a lot. So I for one like Keanu Reeves' portrayal of Shadow up to this point. We haven't heard much of it, and also this is the only trailer like that that they've shown. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, it's fucking 7 a.m. You know, this is the only trailer they've ever shown for this movie. So I don't know if we haven't heard much of Shadow's performance. At least I don't think I haven't seen any TV spots or anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, maybe. But yeah, there's anything more to say about Shadow, aside from design and stuff. I don't know. Like I like that they're adapting. Like I mean, we're gonna see. I'm gonna talk about that later. But you know, I just like that they've sort of paid attention to Shadow a lot more. And I actually just remembered the director for at least I think the director for the three movies was like a like a director for like the CG animations in the Shadow the Hedgehog. Uh, in these Shadow the Hedgehog like CG scenes. He was director in that. So yeah, that's cool. No, he's CG movie production. So he's been there not since the not since the inception of Shadow, but definitely since his like big not big debut, but like like his like around his inception, pretty much like with his game and with like around Sonic Adventure 2, which I will talk about the inspiration for Sonic Adventure 2 later. But yeah, no, he was brought in for this, and I like that he was brought in for the Sonic movies, and now that he can do Shadow proper officially again, I think it's going to be just I think he's gonna nail it. I think yeah, he's paid quite a lot of attention to Shadow. He knows probably all of the he probably knows a lot of like the lore and stuff. So yeah, I think Shadow will be done justice in this movie. And yeah, just let's just actually move on to actual speculation because every time I watch Shadow all the time, I am not even the biggest Sonic fan, but I just enjoyed a lot of like the lore for Sonic, and I appreciate the lore for Sonic being so dark. But yeah, let's actually move on to speculation, and they're going all out with this movie, really. So this movie seems to be based on. I seem to take cues a lot from Sonic Adventure 2, which actually came out in 2001. I did not know that. But it takes a lot of cues from Sonic Adventure 2, which is the game Shadow first appeared in. And I guess spoilers for the movie, maybe. I don't know if they'll officially go all out into this. But Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow's story is that he's the ultimate life form, and he's supposed to be like like a clone of the ultimate life form, based on Sonic for some reason. But in Sonic Adventure 1, they what actually happens is that you fight a being of like pure, like he looks like a water being. I don't know what he is, like, called Chaos. And Chaos is like the official ultimate life form technically, and Shadow is supposed to be a clone, or like a clone, or like trying to harness the energy of Chaos. So yeah, that's Shadow's entire thing, and there's also other versions of like there's also other like versions such as the Bio Lizard, which is a prototype of Shadow. Wait, and then the Bio Lizard is just like this giant like lizard thing with like bio like tubes coming out of it and like on it and shit. It wasn't the latest. It was in the remaster for Sonic Generations. It was one of the bosses. So yeah, it was there. Anyways, yeah, no, they're going all out with this. Like, it's based on Sonic Adventure. Like, and not only that, they might. I don't know if they'll adapt that, but something we do know they'll adapt is like Gerald and Maria and stuff. And again, I guess spoilers for this movie, but these are plot points that were in a Sonic Adventure 2 23 years ago. So yeah, whoopsie daisy if I ever spoil it completely. But it's in the trailers too, because I guess they all knew the fans would know it would happen. And even like I remember when it was first revealed that Maria Robotnik was gonna be in this movie, and um and when it was first revealed, the actress showed up like the first thing is like Maria in like the chair, but she was in like a body bag, and that was the funniest thing to reveal that Maria was in the movie, because we all know that Maria is supposed to die, at least. So yeah. Anyways, like Maria, like I don't know what happens, but there's a breakout in the whatever the fuck it's called in space. Like Shadow was made in space, but it seems like that's not what's gonna be in this movie. At least that's not what's gonna be here. And like Gun, which I'm, but I'm guessing that that's not gonna happen with Gun in this movie. And I'm guessing that it's gonna be a lot. Maybe I think it'll maybe happen with Gun, and I don't know if I don't know if it was like really that recent, but I don't know how they'll handle the actual story of it. Because if like Shadow breaks out and that's when like the whole like Maria thing happens, then that'll be really weird. But I don't know. Maybe that's something they handle it. And you know what? I'm kind of I know I said it was weird, but if they it's weird. Yes, it is weird, but if they handle it in like a good way, I think it can work. But yeah, like also yeah, I'm gonna say Maria dies. Maria gets shot down by a gun, which I think like after something I think like a gigantic like breakout. I'll look it up. Shadow lore Sonic. Here we go. There we go. Also very interested to see if will ever do like a Shadow show or a Shadow movie, and they include Black Doom. That'll be really interesting. Yeah, Space Colony arc. Project Shadow, blah blah. Dr. Robotnik. You know, it's really like so. They wanted to create the ultimate life form, but it was actually because Maria was like not terminal. Like, she had like an illness. And then after the Bio Lizard, it was Black Doom. Like he comes like Black Doom. Yeah. And the government's like because like, Gun was part of that. Okay, I see here. Okay, so it was 50 years ago, but I don't know. Okay, thing is like, but I kind of knew that it was 50 years ago that that Maria was like dead because Gun raided the Ark and killed everyone involved in Project Shadow, but Gun killed Maria. Like the organization Gun killed Maria, and a Gun did kill Maria because she was shot. but um but yeah, just so that was all like in the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie, like in Sonic 2, we do know that the we do know that the actual like the Project Shadow was from 50 years ago. And it seems like the government, like it seems in here, like in this universe, Gun didn't exist until after Sonic appeared in the second movie. Like after Sonic appeared in the first movie, it was between the first and second movie. It seems like that, but it seems like the government like still had involvement in Project Shadow because the general guy, like all the Olive Garden guy, did recognize it when when it was like first there. So I'm guessing that they might have kept the entire plot line the same, like a little bit the same. They might not have shot Maria. Let's be honest here. Maybe in the trailer we see like them having like explosions and stuff, like just like fire and stuff. So maybe an explosion happened, and that's what killed Maria. And also, what I'm very interested by is that Gerald Robotnik is alive, which is I'm gonna mention that later. But yeah, like Gerald Robotnik is alive, which he's not supposed to. But yeah, I'm glad that they're going all out with this and they're actually killing Maria in the movie and not like shying her from that. I don't know. I don't think she'll be shot, but I think yeah she will die because that's very important to Shadow's story and maybe they'll the source the stuff from 50 years ago. Maybe like a little flashback there. But, and I'm glad that the first two movies it was mostly like complete guesswork on the part of the on the part of the production team because they're based on the first three games. Like as the first three installments, because I know there's like I think there's Sonic 3 and then there's Sonic and 3 and Knuckles. Like it's based on that, but again, those games don't have much of a story that you like a surface level story, uh unlike Shadow, unlike Sonic Adventure 2. So they're mostly adapting Sonic Adventure 2 in here, and they have actual plot points to take. But I'm glad they're taking them in different directions, or at least taking them to have them go in different directions. I don't know if that's really like if they really want to deviate from that. I think they are mostly going to deviate from that, but I don't know. Yeah, some other stuff I want to talk about is that there's some stuff in the Knuckles series, specifically the fact that Knuckles has the flames of disaster. You know, he has the flames of disaster in this movie, and I mean that's cool. The ringing stuff from Knuckles. We didn't know that Knuckles was supposed to be a bridge between Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. We didn't know to what extent. And people still think I probably gonna get to it in the Knuckles review when I actually get to it, but people think that it's set up for like a Sonic 4, Sonic 5, which might people think it might be based on Sonic 06. Which I mean, if you take away if you adapt Sonic 06 well, it could work. Like for like in that game, Server comes back in time to stop the Iblis trigger, and that's supposed to be Sonic and stuff. And yeah, and then the Memphis, Tennessee, would be interesting to see. Also, I should have called Black Doom the Devil. There is like for me, I can't divorce Black Doom from the Devil, and I can't divorce Mephiles from is it Mephiles or no, Mephiles is the guy from the Godzilla anime trilogy, which is fucking awful. But we'll review that at some point. But yeah, Mephiles is the is Memphis, Tennessee. Like those fandoms have like forever engraved themselves in like the Sonic the Hedgehog like fandom pretty much. Memphis, Tennessee, and this is like my gamer pad that makes you a beta cuck. But yeah. There's some stuff in the Knuckles. Going back to that, there's some stuff in the Knuckles series, and at least like one thing in the Knuckles series, and they might address some other stuff. And again, people think that Knuckles might be the Iblis trigger, and that's who Silver's going after here. In the fourth or fifth movie, I don't know if they will adapt Sonic 06 this early, and I don't know if they will have anywhere else to go after Sonic 06. Because after that, it's like kind of messy. Because like where do you go after Sonic 06? Really, do you do Sonic Riders or something? Do you can't do Sonic Generations? Do you do Sonic Colors? Do you do Sonic Unleashed? Actually, they might just do Sonic Unleashed. Or again, maybe they go back to like the old formula, and they just like do stuff by themselves. And like some other stuff I want to mention, it's like I don't think they'll go into that. I think what they're doing here is that they're doing Sonic Adventure 2 first because Shadow's more recognizable, and they might and what the fourth movie might be is that it might be Sonic Adventure 1, where they actually fight chaos. Like in this movie, it's sort of hinted at the fact that there's like this ultimate life form thing and whatever the fuck. Wait, is it not what I'm thinking of? Oh no, wait, like what the fuck? Okay. Chaos energy to living beings. Chaos drives. Am I stupid? Is it not about chaos? I thought it was. What? Okay. Oh, I see. I am not. I am very stupid. It wasn't. I thought that because chaos, like, oh, chaos energy. Oh shit! No, no, no. I thought that chaos was supposed to be like it was supposed to be like copies of chaos. I think that's what I heard or some shit. Like maybe not. But I'm very stupid, and I realized that. And if you guys in the comments can't fucking just tell me about that, because I found it. They're not trying to make chaos; they're trying to use chaos energy. It's all about the chaos emeralds. You know, they might just fucking adopt Sonic's Frontiers now, because I looked at it and it's like, oh, the ancients, uh, the ancients fled the end, which is a gigantic moon. But yeah, just yeah. You guys can fucking rave on me in the comments for like the first 30, but not even 30 minutes, like the first like 20 minutes of me just fucking going around saying random shit about chaos and shit. But yeah, I'm thinking that since okay, it still kind of makes sense actually that like maybe like they tried researching chaos energy and they came across on Earth. They maybe came across chaos on Earth or something. But then again, like in the Sonic like in at least what it looks like in the Sonic in the Sonic movies, it seems like the Chow aren't actually like living things and instead just like things like mascots, which is the best way to put that in there. But I don't know. And it okay if they if they want to go in a direction like that at least they can. Oh, what the fuck? The Asians themselves later evolved to become the Chow that accompanied it, the altar of Emerald. One Chow would then become mutated with them to become the water being chaos. So they went from the ancients to the Chow to chaos to one of them becoming chaos. I think that it can still work if they just if the Chow aren't actually living entities in this universe, then they can just like make chaos like one of the ancients, and that should be fine. They don't have to be one to one. I don't think if it just serves a story, maybe chaos is just like this really powerful ancient that's like also mutated by the chaos by the Master Emerald or like yeah, no, like it was mutated by the Master Emerald and shit. I don't know if that was in the Sonic 2 because like that was a thing in Sonic 2, like the Master Emeralds was a thing in Sonic 2. Yeah, it makes sense technically. Like having chaos around and stuff. but they're like removing the child thing, so that's kind of stupid. And we also know it's not true because in here, like the Chaos Emeralds are just not like they're not guarded by anything. So yeah, um, yeah, I think this. I think the second movie might be expanding upon like what like where they got the idea from Shadow and the bio, and if but the Biologist is even here. But I think that would make a lot more sense, like them going like not them cloning it, but like them finding like chaos or some shit, and then like oh wait we can use that energy. I know 50 years ago, but still they like found like a high like a not active chaos and like saw like like had so much energy and shit, and tried researching it, tried like harnessing that energy for themselves and all that. But yeah, they might actually just fucking adapt Sonic Frontiers like the sixth movie maybe, I don't know. They just might, but I don't think so. Yeah, some other some going into it. How is Gerald even alive? I think if you guys don't know, Gerald dies as well. He is killed by firing squad in like Sonic lore officially. So people like so when we see him like interact with Eggman, people think that's gonna be like Pachacamac in the Knuckles series, where he's just like an apparition and not actually like Pachacamac, which I think makes the most sense. To be honest, I don't know how they will like do the whole thing. Oh, he's a ghost and shit. But yeah, and to be, there's so many ways Sonic 4 could go, and they could go in the chaos direction. They could go in we can go in. They could just adapt Shadow the Hedgehog. Because Sonic is there in the Sonic the Hedgehog game, in Sonic obviously in the Shadow the Hedgehog game, and they could just adapt Black Doom. They could also just go on and they could also just make like they could adapt Sonic Adventure again, Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure so they could adapt Shadow the Hedgehog, they could adapt Sonic 06. They could go so many ways for Sonic 4. I don't think they will, but yeah. Anyways, Gerald should not be alive, and maybe he's a ghost as well. But then he can interact with Eggman and all that stuff. It's weird. But I think he might be a ghost. Maybe it's a real like, oh, maybe he's actually like alive 50 years later, looking the exact same. Or maybe like Eggman's like reaction to him might be that he thought that he died. Maybe he was told that he died. I don't know. Maybe we find him in this destroyed laboratory. So maybe he is just a ghost. I don't fucking know. It's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff here that I don't know if they will touch upon, and I don't know how they will handle. But I am putting my full trust in them. The movies have kept getting better, so yeah, they have my full trust. Next up is I want to talk about like the Bio Lizard. I mentioned quite a bit in this episode. The Bio Lizard is the final boss. Not technically because he was called something else like in the at the end, but he is like technically the final boss. It's Sonic Adventure 2, and it's when that's when Sonic and Shadow team up and they use the Chaos Emeralds to both go supersonic, like both harness the energy. They go supersonic and super shadow, and they beat the Bylizard in space. I don't know if they'll go in that direction, really. I don't think they'll adapt the ending 1-to-1, and we have no indication that the Bylizard is even in this movie. He might be, because he's kind of like the big thing, but they might just want to make this movie about Sonic and Shadow's rivalry, and make him the bad guy. But I feel like there's some other stuff here, kind of like how it was made to believe that the Knuckles and Sonic were at all like were gonna be like the main focus, like the main villain. Like Knuckles was gonna be the main villain of Sonic 2, but then it turned out to be Robotnik. In here, it might just be fucking the Bio-Lizard. Who knows? Then it might just straight up be the Bio-Lizard. And I honestly, I wouldn't have that much of a problem with it if they do adapt it in a good way. Yeah, like there's no indication of it, but I feel like that'll make the most sense. Maybe if like now that it seems like the arc, like, maybe the arc isn't even on in space. Maybe it seems like it's underground or something in this universe. So it might just be that like the Bowser, it'll be like in a city or something, and they have to save it, and that'll and that's different from the fucking space thing. But I don't think they want to go to space at this point in the Sonic. I mean, in this universe, fucking Sonic's an alien. Like it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I don't know if they will dub Bowser, but it'll make a lot more sense. And we know that Live and Learn is going to be in this movie, like the song, and I hope that they use it well. And in Sonic Adventure 2, the last fight with Bio-Lizard has that theme going on. So I'm hoping. I don't know if they will adapt Super Shadow this early, and I don't know if they will go on with the ending 1-to-1 like I mentioned earlier, because it'll have to kill Shadow. I think this movie's gonna end is that Shadow might not be like pronounced dead, but he might go away and do his own thing for a bit, and we might pick that up with this fourth movie being about the Devil Black Doom. But yeah, I don't know. Or maybe not even here. Maybe the Bowser isn't in this fucking movie, and he is just gonna be in the Sonic song. He's gonna be like the main problem in Sonic 4. I don't fucking know. There's so many ways they can go with this. Yeah. Speaking of that, all that stuff, and some the Bowser being in here. So, is there any other characters gonna be in this movie? Sonic Adventure 2 has not a lot more characters than are actually part of the story, but yeah, in the story of Sonic Adventure 2. Some of the characters, some other characters show up like Rouge and Amy, and they are not in this movie. They don't appear to be in this movie. And to be honest, I don't know if they'll be in this movie because they're like too much. I feel like Amy might be in this movie. I feel like that's very. I think that's very likely. I think it's about time they introduce Amy. But Rouge is a bit weird. Maybe if my theory comes true about Shadow not being pronounced dead, but he's just leaving, fucking off somewhere. Maybe he finds Rouge, and like maybe he meets up with Rouge at some point, meets Rouge, and in like the post-credit scene or something. I don't know. If I call this, then I'm the best fucking, I'm the best theorizer here. But yeah, I don't think Rouge will be part of the main story. I think Amy will probably show up, but I don't know about Rouge. The thing is, like, I don't know where Amy could even be. And they're definitely not just Big the Cat. That's not happening. So, yeah. When did Big the Cat even show up for the first time? Was it Sonic? I think it was Sonic Adventure 1. Yeah, no, it was Sonic Adventure 1. It was also Sonic Adventure 2. But I don't think he was part of the big story or the main story. And I don't think they will introduce fucking Big the Cat. I really don't think so. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's it. But yeah, no, just a conclusion. Amy might show up. I don't know where she went. Where would she fit? And Rouge probably won't show up until the post-credit scene. Yeah, that's my conclusion. And that's all I gotta say, really. So I'm very excited for this movie. We are gonna cover it soonish, after it comes out, like a few months after it comes out. But yeah, you can expect that. Yeah. Anyways, what do you think about the trailer? In the comments below. All of our socials on the description. And that's about it. See ya.